The lawyers got in her, get Whoopi Goldberg's ear, and it said, we're bringing a statement in on a teleprompter. She reads it. So it is over for these far left networks. Done, never coming back. Dracula's stake in the heart. Who benefits? News Nation may, but CNN, which is on the ropes too, will probably get some MSNBC viewers.
Wow.
There you go.
What do you think of that? Well, I'm certainly not going to accuse him of not making sense.
That's former Fox News host Bill O'Reilly dropping a bombshell on Chris Cuomo and Stephen A. Smith by revealing that Comcast wants to throw MSNBC overboard to save NBC from its hateful rhetoric. Welcome to Nerk News, I'm Nerkish, and Trump just seems to be racking up win after win against establishment media. The View has had to read 2 separate legal statements on air correcting its lies, CNN is facing layoffs, Rachel Maddow just took a $5 million pay cut, and Morning Joe has been hemorrhaging viewers since they announced that they had the audacity to speak to the president-elect.
Comcast said, you two, we're going to have to try to mend some cliche fences, and you two are going to go in there and you're going to try to tamp it down. Because Comcast knew the next day they were going to announce that MSNBC is vapor. That is a huge meteor story.
Why is
Enormous.
it vapor? Just because they're spinning it off and putting them in the... They're spinning off a bunch of brands.
There's no spin-off.
Yeah, there is. It's a spin-off company.
There's no spin-off. See, you buy the propaganda, Cuomo.
Oh, okay.
See what I mean about
I'm just saying what's being reported.
All right.
But what do you know?
Yeah, I know, but why would you believe what's being reported? You want the real story? Here it comes.
Please.
So they're uncoupling their word, Comcast, MSNBC from NBC News. That means MSNBC has no resources at all. None. They're not going to be able to pay these people millions of dollars, Rachel Maddow, whatever she's making. NBC News is saying, we don't want you around. Why? Because NBC News' numbers, Lester Holt and the Today Show, are catastrophe because half the country equates NBC News with MSNBC, and they won't watch.
This is an excellent point, and it underscores how useless it is to cater to radical progressives, because they're basically like Veruca Salt and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. It's never enough for them. They keep pulling left and administering purity test after purity test, which the few people remaining inevitably fail. We're seeing it with the lunatics at Morning Joe, and we're seeing it with old liberals like Rob Reiner, who fled X to go to the liberal echo chamber of Blue Sky, and immediately started getting dogpiled by the left for saying something as incendiary as the country needs unity. It got so bad that he basically had to admit himself into a mental rehab facility for peace and relaxation.
So NBC is desperately trying to save the mothership of information, and they have to throw MSNBC overboard. They're not putting anything into MSNBC. They want to sell it. So where's Georgie Soros now? Georgie's buying radio stations. You can get MSNBC for nothing. They'll give it to you. They don't want any more of this. Why? Because it's hateful. Not because it's so far left. The whole NBC Comcast hierarchy is far left. But it's hateful. They hate Trump. They hate people who vote for Trump. Everybody knows that. And you know what's next? The View. ABC News is going to have to cut ties with The View. And you saw that today or yesterday when Sunny Hostin had to read a legal statement in the middle of a segment.
You know, Bill makes a great point about the importance of tone and rage bait shows like Joy Reid and Lawrence O'Donnell being toxic. Most people don't want to walk around hating everyone and being angry all the time just because they have political disagreements. I mean, even someone like Jon Stewart seems to have enough sense to understand that, while the majority of the gremlins he spawned didn't and had to learn the hard way. Just look at that awful woman who got her own show after he left and did nothing but personally attack Trump and call his family vulgar names. Right up until no one was watching anymore and the whole thing got canceled. But let me know what you think. Is MSNBC done for? If so, what do you think will happen to the pretend journalists who work there? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. That stuff really does help us out. Until then, this has been Nerk News. Thanks for watching. Bye!